Hello everybody, this is Chris the Master 4 and welcome back to Let's Play Doki Literature Club, the game. I don't know why I was going for a subtitle of something. But yeah, welcome back to the series if you've been watching up until now. In the last episode, we've shown our poems to two people and they show us their poems. Natsuki and Yuri. And I'm starting to like Yuri a little bit more than Natsuki. Natsuki was definitely initial appearance, as she is the cutest, but Yuri definitely has the personality type I feel like I would like the most, but I haven't talked to Monica or Sayori yet, so maybe that might change, who knows. Let's talk to Monica. Hi, Cret! And everyone, as soon as they heard the voice, they just all left the video, every single person. Hi, Chris! Having a good time so far? Yeah. Chris just like walks away. He's like, I don't want to deal with you. What are you talking about? No, I have bad experiences with dealing with Valley Girl accent girls. It's totally a thing. By the way, since you're new and everything, okay. I didn't want to click on that. If you ever have any suggestions for the literature club, like new activities or things we could do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to break things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to break things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, wanna say your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Chris. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier we all gotta learn to get past soon. Holy shit, the barrier! Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like it, Chris. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. It's totally not because I figured she would like the way that I wrote. It's totally not tailored to her in any way, shape, or form. And she's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment. If you say so. Yep. By any chance, have you read anything by Shel Silverstein? Why are you mentioning Shel Silverstein? Silverstein. That's her name. Yeah, her. I think Shel Silverstein's a girl. I think. Pretty sure. Maybe a long time ago. Oh, right. Duh. Ow. He's famous for telling all kinds of stories in just a few simple words, and also having very weird titles like Runny Babbit and the like. His poems can be funny, endearing, or even sad. And sometimes they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that would apply to anybody. I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that? Sorta. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably wouldn't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable with doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Oh wow, it's a pretty long poem. Here it is, Hole in the Wall. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction the spackles protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peered inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas! Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he on the other side was looking in. Interesting poem. I feel like this is another one I'd have to reread to understand it more. I'm reading hers actually more than the others, because the other ones are simple to grasp. Like, I could understand what makes those poems good. This one I have to read a little more into, because this one's a little longer. Oh, I see. So this, I think this this poem might be something of you feeling like you're trapped in a void, and that you found someone that you feel like you could spend your life together with, or someone that basically has helped you out of that void. Like, someone you feel like you've tripped inside and you haven't, like, done the best things you have, but someone's there to help you get through. But who is that someone, I wonder? I guess we'll figure that out soon enough. So what do you think? This is actually a really good poem. Like, it makes you think. It really does make you think. It's very it's very free form, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, that kind of style's gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems that have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I've had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. Yeah, something like that. Wait, something like what? Oh, an epiphany. Something like an epiphany. I'm kind of nervous about talking about deep stuff like that because it's coming off kind of strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other? Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never get any progress. Just try to force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. You know what's weird? You know what's weird about that statement? I was actually told that before. Like, almost word for word. Don't get too focused on the details. Just write something down and then you just like write what's in your mind right now and then fix everything up later. Meanwhile, I'm the kind of person that writes and tidies up while I go, so I don't have to worry about it later. Because that way I could just like post it up later as soon as I'm done. But while I'm writing, I'm just like looking back and constantly fixing myself because I'm pretty much... Proofreading is like the #1 thing that I know I'm confident in terms of writing. Like, say I'm not good at like structure, say I'm not good at detail, say I'm not good at elaboration. The one thing I know I'm good at is proofreading, and I do that constantly with everything I write. In school stuff, personal stuff, anything that I write, I always proofread it, and I always make sure that the spelling errors are checked, grammar's checked, fragments are sorted. I'm like on that stuff. I am on it all the time. So, I remember I was writing with someone and they told me something similar to this. Like, just like, if you're trying hard to make it perfect, then you're not going to get anywhere. And that's actually happened to me for a few stories that I've written where I start them, but then I just get too worked up with trying to make it perfect, then I get burnt out, and then I just worry about it later. And here I am now. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep the pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I like it, Monica. You have something a little dark behind the scenes. Okay, Sayori.
This is a good poem, Chris. Are you sure it's your first time?
Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time?
I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest,
I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you really are a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Chris. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something only really good people can do.
Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's a part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah! I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then.
Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
Why is everyone calling themselves bad at poems? They're obviously... Well, maybe they're really humble about it. And you know what? I appreciate that. We'll see about that. Sayori's also pretty good too. Like, I'd say she's third. At the very least. Alright, so here's another poem I might read a little bit more into. Who knows? Alright. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. It's a simple poem. It's probably one of the most simple poems that I've read out of the four of them. This one feels more of a direct... it feels like more of a direct poem. Honestly. Like, I feel like she came up with this while waking up and she felt good, so she decided to write about how good she felt. And, it was kind of like a stream of recent consciousness. It's not about being deep, it's about, like, expressing an image that happened recently and how good you felt about it, and it's very simple. It's a simple, good feeling, and you just wanted to write about it. And sometimes that's all you need, you know? Sometimes all you need is just a good, like, wake up in the morning kind of thing. And you could just write about it. Sometimes it's that simple. You can write about an existential crisis. You could write about a dream you've had. You could write about you could personify something in a very you could personify something by talking about something else that's closely related to it. Or you could do something about what happened this morning. Anything can be a poem, and you can also derive a lot of good artwork too from these kinds of images. Like, these poems, each of these poems, I'm sure, could be an artwork in some of their own right. Especially Yuri's. Because that one, I feel like, is the most descriptive, and therefore can elude the most out of it. But, like, I can also imagine something like this, where she's, like, waking up, smiling very brightly, her face is all lit up, and the sun is beating down on her. I can imagine something like that happening. This has been another Let's Read Well Too Difficult into Poems by Chris. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, anyway, Sayori. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No, just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least it makes me feel a little better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say like it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school?
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun. Monica's the best.
Yeah.
But next time I won't forget. I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. Phew! Guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. Guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrowed in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language?
Eh? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute?
Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Eh?
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say?
Thanks, but that didn't really come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Chris did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Chris liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Uh-oh. Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what I... You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Chris appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay?
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew the size bigger than Chris's before starting showing up. We're bringing this trope again. The younger looking girl who constantly talks about the older looking girl's chest and how they're bigger and teasing her about it. Why is that trope so often? Like, why is that trope coming up so often in, like, anime and manga and VNs nowadays? Like, why?
Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you!
I don't like fighting, guys!
Suddenly, both girls turn towards me as if they noticed I was standing there.
Chris! She's trying to make me look bad.
Yeah, oh god, don't move the screen.
That's not true. She started it.
If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader and not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Chris.
Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meanings most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Chris?
Well? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Really? I honestly do agree with Natsuki. Because what? There's always ways to, God, I have to pick between the two. I really... I don't know. Like, okay, they both have great... Yeah, I need to think about this. They both have good points being made. Yuri's I understand because, you know, as a writer, you want to see if you can better yourself in using more complex language to make yourself seem a little smarter than you actually are. But I also understand Natsuki's argument of being as simple as possible so that the most people can easily understand what you're talking about. Although I think I'm more... As someone who likes being able to read into things, it's very hard to figure out. It's good to have, like, multiple interpretations of things. So I would say Yuri. However, for a general audience, you can easily appeal to the most people by having things as simple as possible, but yet worded in a way that most people could probably understand and, like, relate to. So it's I'd say I'd have to... I understand Natsuki's argument a bit more, honestly. I understand you. This is not me saying that Yuri's argument is completely invalid. I'm just saying I relate more to Natsuki's argument than I do with Yuri's. But I can understand both sides, and both sides have their own legs to stand on. Yuri! You're really talented.
Well...
But Natsuki has a point. I think that... I rack my brain in an attempt to back myself up. I think that conveying feelings with few words can be just as impressive as well. It lets the reader's imagination take over. And Natsuki's poem did a really good job at that.
Yeah! It did, didn't it? Shows how much you know.
That's not... Natsuki, I think that's enough.
Huh? Me?
But she was so mean to me. Natsuki's voice whines. Look, what we talked about yesterday was right. Writing is really a personal thing, and sharing it can be definitely hard. It looks like we learned that today. Even small criticism can lead to something pretty heated. I glance over at my shoulders. Sayori is nodding vigorously. Yeah, so you don't need to feel threatened. You're a great writer, Natsuki. Natsuki's voice gets caught in surprise.
Thanks for noticing.
She finally mutters that, barely audible.
.com!
Yuri. She looks at me dejectedly. With a face like that, I can't help but feel bad for her as well. I'm sure that Natsuki didn't mean everything she said. So you don't need to feel threatened either.
Well, if you say so. Hey, it's not like you need to apologize for me, Chris. Sheesh!
Natsuki takes a breath.
The thing about...
Natsuki glances around the room.
Would everyone stop staring at me?
Unsurprisingly, Natsuki has a harder time with it as she boasted. Sayori and Monika looked away.
Anyway, the thing about your boobs, I didn't mean it, okay? That's all.
Natsuki looks away, avoiding eye contact with anyone.
Yeah, you're naturally beautiful, Yuri!
Sayori? I don't think she wants to be that open about talking about her breasts.
I'll go make some tea. I was just trying to help.
I'm sure she appreciated Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulders.
Well, now that we're past that, everyone read each other's poems, right?
I hope that was worthwhile for everyone, especially you, Chris. And to be honest, it's a nice change of pace for the lazing around we got a little too used to. And so, my joining of the club was responsible for ruining the atmosphere. Oh hey, PJ's about to stream a thing. No, not at all, not at all. There's still time before we go home. So we'll all relax for a bit. Of course, besides chatting, we'll do literature-related things in the club room. So maybe you could take the chance to pick up a book or do some writing. After all, that's what the club is for.
I disagree, Monica.
About what?
That's not the most important thing about the literature club. The most important thing is having fun! Of course.
Well, I guess that's why you're the vice president, Sayori. And yeah, no, Monica's right. Being in the literature club probably means I can't spend all my time doing nothing. But in the end, I guess that's worth it. I guess it's been worth it so far. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you feel about sharing poems?
It was a lot of fun.
Well, you did say it was worth it. I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. Chris, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better! I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nodded to myself with newfound determination. Chris! I'm ready to walk home.
Ready to walk home?
Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It's truly been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Again, the reason you're there is so that you can spend time with girls. Sayori, about what happened earlier.
Eh? What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
Phew. You know, Chris, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too.
That's...
Every day is going to be so much fun!
Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulders. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do this. So next time on Let's Play Doki Doki Literature Club, we're gonna write another poem. So I guess we read a poem every day, and I noticed in the last poem that we wrote, the more keywords that we pick, the more keywords that we write, the person jumping, I believe, is like what their favorite word is of here, so we'll be closer to them the more we pick their words that they like. So I want to get closer to Yuri. Also, there's Sayori right there. I don't see Monica though, or maybe she's off screen. I see Sayori, Yuri, and Natsuki, but I don't see Monica. That's weird. You'd think all 4 girls would be here, but yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you want to check more videos. I have lots more on the channel, especially if you like VNs. I have Danganronpa 2 if you want to check that out. It's somewhere in the playlists. And if you want to subscribe if you like to, I don't really I don't care if you do or not, but it's nice if you would. And be sure to check out all my friends in the cars, check out what they do. My friend, obviously, as you saw in the middle of the video, my friend PJ the Evil streams usually every Sunday, but is usually also on the streams that me and Rob do every Friday. And he does Fallout stuff, and he did this vampire game with Janessifer, and it's pretty good, so you should check that out too. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, take care. Next time on Let's Play Doki Doki Literature Club, we're probably going to write another poem. Maybe we'll ease it towards Yuri, or see like where things go from there. And see you guys later, and take care, have a great day. See you later.